Okay. I like to get started on time, so we'll have to catch anybody up if they show up late. Okay. Welcome to the Wilton Solutions Retirement Seminar. My name is Rob. I have a Bachelor of Business Administration, and I do mostly business stuff, but I am actually branching out into personal financial as well. So I decided to do this seminar because I find that quite a few people go into retirement, they don't actually know what all the services are, and it can be pretty scary, you know, when you think about it. If you think that you have to just rely on whatever your CPP is going to be, and you don't have a huge savings, a person doesn't like to think that they're going to be in a bad way. So we'll hope that this kind of answers a few questions and makes a couple of fears go away. So the first thing when we talk about retirement, what we have to do is we have to kind of decide how long are we actually going to live in our retirement. And the provincial averages right now, the life expectancy for women is 83 to 84 years, and the life expectancy for men is 79 to 80 years. If you see these little things in italics here, is just a reference from where I got the information from. So, how long am I going to live into the retirement age? So if we split the difference between men and women, we can say that men will live 15 years in retirement. Women will live 19 years, so we're going to split the difference at 17 for argument's sake for this presentation. Now, we kind of want to know how much money do we need in order to have a comfortable life, right? Like, we don't want to be always worried about money. Most of us know we're not going to be rich, but we don't want to be poor either. So a lot of times what comes up is a living wage. Now, a living wage, that's a little bit different. I mean, like, you don't necessarily need to have a living wage when you're retired because you don't have a family anymore, and hopefully you are established in a home and stuff like that. But a living wage enables working families to have a sufficient income to cover reasonable costs. It promotes social inclusion. It supports healthy child development principles. It ensures that families are not under severe financial stress. It is a conservative, reasonable estimate. It engenders significant and wide-ranging community support, and it is a vehicle for promoting the benefits of social programs such as childcare. Now, the reason that I put this in here is kind of like a benchmark so that we can kind of understand what a young family or even a mid-family with teenagers, what they need to be safe, to feel safe and comfortable, okay? So in Calgary, a living wage, according to Living Wage Canada, is $18.15 an hour. So if we take a look at that and extrapolate it, we're looking at $38,848 a year, okay? That's what a family of, let's say, 2.2 kids and a mom and a dad, they need in order to not feel like they are, maybe not going to eat or whatever, right? Now, when we look at retired people in Alberta, we can look at the average, but sometimes the average it's kind of pulled up by the high income. So a lot of times what we do is we take a look at the median, which is like dead center in the population, And we know that for seniors, their after-tax income, the median after-tax income for senior citizens is $57,800. So with federal tax at 20.5% and Alberta tax at 10%, I reverse calculated it out that it works out almost exactly to $60,000 a year before taxes, okay? And most seniors that I see, they're not rich, but they're doing okay, right? They're comfortable. They're maybe not taking a cruise every year, but they're not eating dog food either, right? So now we have to take a look at what are you likely going to get from old age security and what are you likely going to get for CPP. Now for CPP, I made the assumption that a person worked their entire life and paid into CPP for their entire life, okay? Obviously, if you quit at 50 and didn't work the last 15 years of your life and contribute, then you're going to get less, right? But we're just going to go with a standard to say that this is somebody like our scenario is like a couple that both him and her worked their entire lives, okay? So basically, each person at 65 is going to get $8,358 a year from Canada Pension Plan, and they're going to get $7,362 a year from their old age security. That's base without any supplements, okay? So that means that in order to match up with that $60,000 a year, we're looking at each person having to have $14,280 in an annuity payment every year. Okay, so that'll get each person at $30,000. It'll get the couple at 60. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now here's the bad part. This is the couple together now, okay? Because we're going to say that we're going to basically combine both RRSPs and TFSAs and all that kind of stuff, and now we're taking a look at the couple together. If you want the annual retirement income payments of $28,560 per year for 17 years, and if we take into account inflation at 2%, we're looking at an annuity factor of 14.2919. That's those fancy charts that you can get on the internet that tell you what the present value of an annuity is. So we take that number, multiply it by the 28,560 per year, and we get that you need about $408,177 at age 65 in order to pay yourself the difference. And we're doing this present value factor simply because dollar 17 years from now isn't worth what a dollar is today. Or opposite ways to the way you look at it. Now, I promised in my Facebook advertisement that I'd talk about clawback. So the threshold of income for old age security clawback goes from $79,054 a year to $128,137. So basically, if you're making on your own, if you're making $128,137 a year, they're clawing back pretty much all of your OAS. They figure you don't need it anymore. You've got enough. They will allow you to keep all of your OAS up to making $79,054. But after that, it's basically a pro rata equation as to how much you get clawed back. And pardon me?
Is that money then that you're pulling from your RSPs?
No.
No.
This is, well, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. It's your RIF or your annuity. So if your RIF or your annuity pays you more than $79,054, they're going to claw back your OAS, and it's going to be 15% of the difference between your net world income and $79,054 up to the $128,137, where they're basically just taking it all. Do you have any clients that make that much?
A few actually that don't have any,
Is that right?
they lose their whole OS and they don't understand why.
Yeah. It's just the way that the government does it. I mean, like, I guess they figure that if you've got that much money to pay yourself anyways, then, you know, like, we'll give it to the ones that don't have that much money.
And you have the chance next year, if you have a low income.
Yes.
Because it's all withheld, you can get it.
Yeah.
You can get the tax withheld back.
Yeah, it doesn't erase it
That's right.
altogether. It's on a year by year
So if you
basis.
got a funky year with, you took out everything,
Yeah.
then the next year will be kind of normalized and you've got that option to.
Yeah, that's where the tax planning comes in, right? That's why they should actually be talking to their tax professional before they make decisions on how much money they're going to take out. Like if they've got a big,
That's right.
yeah,
Or holding off retiring sometime, you know, getting
Yeah.
an OAS in the first place.
yeah, you can
Sometimes
choose
you
not to
need
take it. Yeah, yeah. So now, this is what I think a lot of people are going to want to see about this: is what happens if I don't have $408,000 and some odd dollars, right? Because a lot of people aren't. Let's face it. I mean, like, we're just coming out of a pandemic. I can imagine that there's a lot of people that are going to have paid themselves out of debt with their retirement savings because they lost their jobs or their jobs just disappeared. So now we're going to be able to talk about the available benefits for seniors, which is the guaranteed income supplement and the Alberta Senior Benefit. So now this I just ripped straight off of the Government of Canada again. It's off of the benefits, public pension, CPP, old age security, that whole big thing in the italics down here. So if you're 65 or older, you live in Canada, and you get the old age security pension. If your income as a single person is below 18,600, so that would be again coming from your RIF or your annuity, right? Or your Canada pension plan, right?
Okay.
If your income is below that, or your income plus the income of your spouse or common law partner is below 24,576, with your common law partner receiving full OAS, or 44,592 if your partner does not receive OAS.
Why would someone not receive the OAS though?
Maybe because they,
They're not 65 yet.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They can get an allowance after 60. Like between 60 and 65, you can get an allowance.
Okay, you can start receiving it
Yeah.
earlier.
So maybe your partner is not retired yet.
Okay.
Okay, so your partner has still got a job or something, making some money, and so that's why it's like almost double,
Okay.
because we're assuming that the partner is still working. So the one thing that people have to understand is that they have to apply. If they realize that they're going to be in a bad way and they're going to need that extra GIS, there's too many people to look after for the government to just understand that you need that money. So you might need to apply for the supplement. You can receive the first payment of the supplement the month that you turn 65. Your spouse may be eligible for the allowance benefit if your spouse is between 60 and 64, and your combined income is less than 34,416. Okay, these are a lot of numbers, and I know that but that's the way the government is it's all brackets, right? So a widowed spouse between 60 and 64 years old may be eligible for the allowance for the survivor benefit if the widowed spouse has not remarried or entered into a common law relationship and has an income less than 25,056. Now we're going to go on to the Alberta Seniors Benefit, which I think is just great that our province actually does this. It doesn't look like it's a lot of money, but it really caps you up to the point where you're not in a lot of trouble anymore. And what I think is wonderful is the benefit, like the dental and ocular benefits, right? So because like glasses and dentures and stuff like that, like who's got the money for that if you're living on government pension, right? So to be eligible for the senior benefit, you must be 65 years of age or older. The benefits start the month of your 65th birthday. You have lived in Alberta for at least 3 months immediately before applying. You have to be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident. You receive the old age security pension from the Government of Canada, and you meet the financial eligibility criteria, which I'm not going to go into a whole bunch because, again, it's convoluted. It's a lot of brackets, and it's kind of like at this point, who cares? Like, we'll worry about it later if you need help applying for it. So, single seniors with an income of $28,785 or less, and couples with a combined income of $46,745 or less, basically. So if you don't make more than those two numbers, you're eligible pretty much for the Alberta benefits. So let's take a look at the single senior and the senior couple for the household income benefit. Now, for a single senior, like they said, up to $28,785, you've got 100% maximum coverage for dental benefits, and between $28,786, so $1 more than that, up to $31,675, you've got 99 to 10% partial coverage. Okay, so it slides with your income. And then if you make over $31,675 as a single senior, you don't get the dental benefits anymore. They figure that you're already making enough to cover. Now, as a couple, between 0 and 57,570, that's 100% maximum coverage for your dental. So 57,751 to 63,350, that's your sliding part where you're going from 99% down to 10. And then over 63,350, you're not eligible for dental again. Okay? Seniors, single seniors between 0 and 28,785 are eligible for $230 in prescription glasses. Between 28,786 and 31,675, you can get $115, and it's not sliding anymore. It's just $115, and then over 31,675, you're not eligible anymore. And for the senior couple, up to 57,570, you can get up to $230. So 57,751, $1 more than this, to 63,350, you can get up to $115 for glasses. And then over 63,350, you're not eligible for the glasses anymore. I didn't put anything in here on Group 66 because your pharmacist is probably the best person to talk to, honestly, about Group 66, because they know what's covered and what isn't. But basically, when you turn 65 and you retire, you go on to Blue Cross Group 66, and they pay for a lot of medications. But they're kind of a moving target. Sometimes they change. Sometimes it's like, my wife is a pharmacy assistant, and she's always phoning them to find out the flavor of the month as to what's been stopped and what's come, type thing. So now we're going to talk about maximum amounts of monetary benefits. This isn't dental and prescription glasses anymore. This is actual money that they pay you. They give you a check. So if you own your own home, or you're a renter, or you're a lodge resident, and you're a single senior, you can get $3,431 a year from the Alberta government to supplement your income. Now, this phase-out rate at 16 cents, the phase-out rate refers to the gradual reduction of benefit that an individual is eligible for as their income approaches the income threshold. So now that's that sliding scale there again, right? When you get up to a certain amount of money that you make, you're not eligible for this benefit anymore either. And it phases out at basically 16 cents per dollar in that sliding range. Now, if you're a single senior and for health reasons you need extended care, so you need to go into assisted living or you need to go into a nursing home, the long-term care center or designated supported living facility, they will pay $11,771 a year. And then other residence categories, $23.90, and it phases out at 11 cents. Now, for a couple, a homeowner, renter, or lodge resident will be looking at $5,146 in benefits, income benefits for the couple. $15,202 for extended care with one partner living at home. Okay? And then the other residence category is $47.79. So we're gonna, and again, it's pretty much 16 and 15 cents as you phase out rates in a sliding scale. I didn't really see anywhere where it says the top, where it starts to decrease at the 16 cents. I'm assuming that it's probably linked to that same sliding scale of when you're getting your OAS clawed back. Okay, they tend to work together pretty well a lot on stuff like that. Now, there's a few things that you need to report to the Alberta government from your Canada Revenue tax return. So they're going to ask for some information. They're going to want to know what your old age security pension, how much you got paid of that, whether or not you've got a registered disability savings plan. They're going to want to know your social assistance payments, if you're getting any of those. Your net federal supplement, so that'll be your guaranteed income supplement or your allowance, depending on your
Basically,
age.
the social assistance would be something like age, right?
Yeah. Your registered pension plan deduction, your registered retirement savings plan deduction, deduction for elected split pension amount, they want to know that. And of course they want to know your employment income. So those things you have to be able to tell the Alberta government so that they can figure out how much of the benefit you actually get. Because all of these other ones, they say, you know, you could get up to, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the maximum amount. So in summary, an annual income to live comfortably as a couple, retired, is about $60,000 pre-tax. That's real comfortable. Like, you're not having any stress about money at all, right? The living wage is only $38,848. Okay, so you could do it at that, but you're not. Your life's gonna suck. Basically, right?
Well,
I mean, like, you're
the
not.
thing is, if you have emergencies, or you have kids, or you have,
That's right.
you know, like you just never know what's gonna come up.
So your annual amount from CPP for a couple, the two of you together, is $16,716. Okay. Your annual amount with both of you getting the maximum from OAS is $14,724, which, by the way, is less than the $24,576 that you need to have to get the OAS supplement, right? So your combined CPP and OAS is $31,440 for a couple. Now, when you add,
Which is a little big range.
well, it's a little less than,
Yeah.
right? So when you add your annual income from your couple of your $31,440, and you add your annual GIS that you're going to get, both of you, and you add your Alberta senior benefit that you're going to get, plus your full dental and your $230 for your optical, your annual income. Now that's not included in the $46,436, okay? But you are also getting full dental, so you're not paying for your dentist bills, and you're getting $230 towards your glasses, right, per year. But your annual income is $46,436. Now, if you own your home and you're only paying property tax, right, that's not bad. You can do that. Yeah, you're not going to St. Lucia every year. You know, you're not you know, going to a lot of shows in Calgary and Edmonton and stuff like that, but you're doing okay. Probably afford a golf
That's if you
membership
fall
still.
in that sliding scale range then, right, where you don't make above.
Yes, this is if you're making
if you-
minimum,
okay.
right? And that 436 is if you're not taking anything for an annuity or RIF payment either.
Okay.
Okay, that's just your government supplement.
It's all government.
Yep.
If you qualify for
Yes.
for the extras.
And if you've worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be making the full. You have to be getting the full CPP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both working,
Yes.
which, that doesn't happen every time, but
No, but that's the scenario that we decided
those
to
are
do.
nice numbers, that's kind of.
That's not bad, isn't it?
It's kind of comforting, isn't it?
Yeah,
It really is, that they keep saying, you know, every year that as we get older, that eventually there's not going to be the CPP, there's not going to be, you know, the pension plan and everything.
That sells magazines.
yeah.
You know.
That sells
but-
newspapers.
But
But
when
they-
you see what the GIS is giving, you know, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a big deal.
And if
Yeah,
you
it
don't
is.
know that it's there, you're
That's a
really
bigger
missing-
deal.
You're really missing.
Yeah, you're really missing out if you don't know that it's there and you simply didn't apply for it because
that
nobody ever
happens.
told you. It
Yeah.
happens a lot.
So much.
It happens a lot because I've known seniors that have said that they've actually gone to, tried to get help on the telephone and actually gone even to the
Service Canada,
Service Canada office, and they're just not that helpful.
they're not helpful.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. There's one gal out front that's not helpful. If you get by her, they're wonderful.
Yeah,
There's one gal out front that's kind of the keeper.
yes. To anybody at Service Canada, don't sue me. You're all wonderful people. This is going on YouTube, so we're not saying anything about government employees being bad. That's just hearsay. So thank you very much, Service Canada people. You do a great job. So
And if you can
Censored.
hear me,
taking a look at there's no names and they can't see you, so it's okay. Taking a look at annual income for a single person, okay? Your single person is going to make $8,358 for CPP if they worked their whole lives and their whole working lives and contributed to. $7,362 is your OAS payment for a single person, and so pre-tax, your combined CPP and OAS is $15,720. This is where things start to look bleak. Is if you're going into retirement by yourself. You never got married. You don't have a common law. So now when we take a look, your GIS is going to be around $5,246 for just a single person. Your Alberta senior benefit, if you qualify for all of it, is $34.31. You still get your dental and your glasses, right? But really, your pre-tax income, if you're single, is less than $25,000. So now you're looking for a roommate, right? Or you're looking for subsidized housing. But again, now if you've got a small condo and you're only paying, say, $300 or $350 a month in condo fees, and you're getting a little over $2,000 a month, you're not trying to eat dog food or cat food to live. Like, you can still do this. But you kind of have to own your own home. Like, if you've got a mortgage or you're paying...
You gotta have your expenses all taken care of, right? Where you're just doing your minimum.
Exactly. Because that's the bottom line. Like, be debt-free when you retire.
it still shows you have to prepare for retirement. You know,
Yeah.
You have to have something saved.
So let's talk about that now. Like, you have to have something saved, or you have to be debt-free.
True. Yes.
Okay? Because if you're trying to go into retirement and you've got a mortgage that you say got when you were 45, and 20 years later you still got 5 years left on it, say, that's tough. Or if you refinanced it at 50, took out a second mortgage, borrowed more money, got a home equity loan, right? A lot of people have got HELOCs, and they owe money on that. Credit card debt too, right? You don't want to be going into retirement with $30,000 or $40,000 in credit card debt at 20%. Like, you're not going to do it. You can't make it. So, the best scenario is that you're debt free, you own your own home. You're not renting. And the other thing is, I almost think, like, for a lot of people, the TFSA is going to be more valuable than anything in retirement, because at 71 you have to convert your RRSP into a RIF. There's nothing you can do about it. You
Yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah.
But the TFSA you can keep till you die. And that is your parachute fund. So if you've got your house, or at this point in time, let's say that you're in a condo, a lot of people they buy those life leases. So they've got condo maintenance and they're only paying, I think it's like a few $100s a month for their condo fees. And that includes their common area and their utilities, right? So if you've got a situation like that, if you've got $10,000 in your TFSA, then if something goes wrong, you've got a little bit of money for it. Now, if you're still at home, you want that money to be a little bit higher, because $10,000 is probably not going to be enough. I mean, you're going to want maybe closer to 20 or 30 in an emergency fund, where if your dishwasher, your furnace, and something else all go in the same month, you're not doing without, right?
Yeah.
You can still buy those appliances. So if your dishwasher and your clothes washer go out and your furnace is on the fritz, I mean, that adds up to quite a few $1,000s pretty fast, right?
Yeah, that's the difference, I guess, being, like you said, being in a condo as opposed to being at your own place.
Yeah, but I mean, my plan, honestly, I'm going to own the house. I'm not going to have any debt. I don't plan on remortgaging or financing my next vehicle or anything like that. Like, I know that I have to be debt free when I'm 65, and that's only 16 years away. So, like, my house is going to be paid for. I'm only going to be paying $2,000 a year in taxes.